was the 1990s, a big show in a small town off I-75 in Georgia. They were called the biggest cocks in the henhouse. But things have changed since then. It's been 30 years, and they finally found a home here, like everyone else, doing a podcast. It's Erica and Mark, the phone call podcast thing.
Hello?
Who is this?
Is this still Erica's number?
You're not a cop, are you?
No.
Who is?
It's me.
Who is this?
Mark.
Mark. I'm sorry, Mark. I've got a little hurricane trauma. I'm a little freaked out.
Oh my goodness. I'm telling you, I was
the eye went right over my condo.
Did it? Okay, that's
did.
what I was wondering, because I saw that they kept saying Tampa, 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 and then next thing you know, I hear Sarasota County, and I heard it was going right over, what is it, Ave Maria Island or
Anna Maria?
That's a song.
Yeah, Anna Maria, Longboat Key, Siesta Key. Yeah, that's right where that's right where I live. Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
so it did go over that way.
It did.
I know that's where you live.
It did.
That's where your ex lives, and isn't that where your kid lives?
My
too?
daughter lives here as well. We all and all my friends and everybody lives here. Yeah,
yeah.
I'm traumatized because I was 750 miles away from this place when that storm came through.
Okay, that explains the pictures that I saw on Facebook where you were like riding on the Alps or something.
I had a very complicated hurricane escape plan. Would you like to hear it?
Yeah, I would, because 1 minute I'm getting ready for the hurricane. Mm-hmm. Next minute I see you on the tails of the dragon.
That's okay. So let me explain what happened. So what had happened was, what happened was Brian was in the first hurricane, was in Helene up in western North Carolina. And he had to get out of there and luckily his car didn't get destroyed. So it was at the Asheville airport. And then we had to get the car out of Asheville because there's not going to be going back to Asheville for a while. So may as well get the car out of there. But we didn't know how to get the car out of there because Asheville's kind of a disaster area. So he had to apply for FEMA permission to land the plane in Asheville, which we got. And Asheville is just full of National Guard and the Army, Chinook helicopters everywhere, C-17 Globemasters dropping off pallets and pallets of supplies, and convoys of Hummers and troops coming in. So we stopped. He got some fuel. I got the car, and I start heading west on I-40 out of Asheville because I don't want to get in anybody's way. I don't want to be part of the problem. And with the recovery in Asheville, I just want to get the car and get out. And I felt bad because I couldn't stay there and help and do something because those poor people, man. I just feel terrible for what happened to the mountains, beautiful mountains of western North Carolina and all those people. But anyway, I'm driving west on 40. And I know the road is washed out. Interstate 40 for about 30 miles is gone. It's not just closed so they can fix a guardrail. The road is gone. The mountain slid over the road and the road became the river. So it's just, it's going to take
I saw where
years.
A lot of roads are actually where the river just kind of moved over.
Yeah, it's going to take
roadways.
years just to fix Interstate 40 and even longer to fix the rest of western North Carolina, which will never be the same. But anyway, I've been to the tail of the dragon more than once, and I know how to get there without a map, which is good because there's no cell service out there. And the navigation in the cars, they pretty much work on the cell. The satellite only does so much. So it doesn't tell, when you don't have the cell system, it doesn't give you any traffic information. So I got no cell phone, no internet, no nothing. But I know how to get to the tail of the dragon. And I saw on Facebook that the dragon was open. So I drive as far west on 40 as I can. And there's no traffic on 40, which is weird because it's normally solid traffic.
Right.
So I get off at Waynesville and I take 74 down to Brayson City. And I'm like, all right, so I made it this far without any closed roads. And now I see some signs that say no access to Tennessee, turn around. And I'm like, well, surely that's not for me. Let me continue to take this back road and see what happens. So I keep pressing on. And I'm driving a 550 horsepower Jaguar that gets terrible gas mileage. And I don't even know if I'm going to be able to get gas if I need gas. So I finally get onto Route 28, which runs along the Fontana Lake. And I'm like, all right, I'm getting close. I can smell it. Then I start seeing a couple of
Fontana, yeah, you're getting really close.
So now I see like a couple of motorcycles go flying by. And then I see a modified S2000. Then I see a Porsche. And I'm like, the dragon is open.
Yeah,
so I stop off at Killboy and I get myself some souvenirs. Place is packed. Drive up to the top of the hill, and when I saw that "Welcome to Tennessee" sign, I knew I could get home. Or back to Nashville, which is where I actually wrote out the hurricane at Brian's daughter's house. So
okay, that's why you're in Nashville.
That's what I was doing.
I saw that you were in Nashville. I'm going, well, that's not a hurricane plan.
No, but it is. You're 750 miles away from any hurricanes.
Well, last time I talked to you, but I didn't know if the plans were shot or not. But you were heading home to Pittsburgh for our family glamping.
Yeah, it is our family glamping, camping trip every October. So now my daughter and her boyfriend who live out in downtown Sarasota, they get kicked out, and
right.
So they just hopped into his car and drove to Pittsburgh. They were in Pittsburgh before I was.
Holy cow!
So they drove 1,200 miles all the way up to there, and we had a lovely time on our hurricane, we were calling it.
Yes. So you guys everybody got out. I was so glad because when I saw you were there in Nashville, I said, well, did your kids leave too? Yep. And you're like, oh yeah, they're gonna meet me up here.
Yeah.
And I said, okay,
it was all fine.
Everybody's out then.
Yeah.
Everybody's good.
We had a lovely time. And Dana and I both have apps on our phones that tell us when our power comes back on. So the whole time we're gone, we're checking our phones a couple times a day. Oh, let's pull up the FPL app. Oh, power off. Well, I guess we're staying in Pennsylvania a little because none of us are coming home until we get power. And the power was out here for almost 6 days. And as soon as we saw the power was back on, hopped in the car and came home.
Man, one thing Florida has down pat, they know how to get the power back on right away.
I mean, it's
even after a hurricane.
Those power companies have got it dialed in. They're doing really well in Western North Carolina too. The places that they can get to are doing really well with getting the power turned back on. Right. It's the places that have no access where the roads washed out are completely gone that are having issues.
So what was so weird was I was looking up Sapphire, where we were at Sapphire Valley. Mm-hmm. And they are perfectly fine.
Yeah.
They had no issues at all. And that was like, I thought it was the whole Western, but it's not everybody.
No, it's
just
not.
That one area north of, not even an hour north of where I was gone.
It's basically, just south of
all those little towns.
Yeah, just south of Johnson City, Tennessee, over to Boone, and then down to Spruce Pine and Burnsville, and then south all the way down to Chimney Rock, which is closer to the South Carolina border. And there's some towns to the west of Asheville as well that are northwest of Asheville that are still washed out. But it's just devastating what happened up there. It's just unbelievable. It makes my heart hurt.
Oh, yeah. And then, back-to-back disasters like that, it's already throwing them off as it is. Because I know when we had we had two major hurricanes hit us within less than 4 weeks from each other.
Yeah.
And it was already disaster. I mean, they had to put up. They were still using the old wooden telephone poles to hold the electricity up.
Yeah.
And now they had to put all concrete down there to just keep that from happening again.
Well,
because they had to do the whole and I bet you, I noticed when I was up there, most of it was wooden too and stuff like that. It wasn't really very modern.
Yeah. It's not.
So I'm sure they're going to, hopefully they'll replace those.
I hope that it's just so many people are not going to be able to afford to rebuild up in North Carolina because nobody has flood insurance when you live at 2,200 feet above sea level.
Well, see, that's when they're aft. Yeah, and I'm going to tell you, if the one or two listeners that are listening right now, and you're getting ready to buy a home, no matter where you are moving to, flood insurance is only $1,000 a year.
Yeah.
In a mortgage payment, that comes out to about $4.
It's more than that.
Well, you know what I'm saying. It's cheap.
Yeah.
It's well worth it.
Yeah.
It's so worth it.
Doesn't matter where you live, buy flood insurance is the message here. Are you?
Because when I got,
it's like a commercial.
When I got hit by that second hurricane, Delta, when I got hit by that second hurricane, you know what? My homeowner's insurance was not paying for the flood because the water came in through the doors because the water went up above the, getting above the, about halfway up the door.
Yeah, water damage, flood, yep.
Water damage, and it was considered flood, not hurricane damage. And because I had flood insurance, I got a check from them for like $30,000, brand new flooring and everything.
Got yourself a couple doors and kept the other 20.
Yep. No, I wish. No, because contractors, they're not always so honest.
What?
So.
No, don't believe you. Believe you would say that.
All right. Well, let's take a quick break because I want to hear this story that I seen you come when I called. You're running in, and you're putting down some kind of look like a plastic. I don't know if you keep falling and now you have to wear a helmet or something or what. You bought a motorcycle.
I made a major purchase for health reasons. We'll talk about that in a second.
Erica and Mark. The phone call.
That's right, Mark. I'm trying to be healthy. How do you feel about that?
I feel it's the right thing to do.
Ask me what I had for lunch.
What did you have for lunch?
I had Chick-fil-A for lunch. I didn't have anything healthy.
I'm going to tell you that the weight, and I don't know why, based off the way I was going, and then what happened to me after I got off of drugs and alcohol, I became a foodaholic. And with high blood pressure.
I support that addiction.
Yeah, it was good. If it wasn't for 2019, my doctor's saying, let's talk about diabetes. Because I was no longer on remember, they like to call everybody borderline.
They don't call me that.
And I'm getting getting used to being called morbidly obese because, like my doctor said, during the height of Arnold Schwarzenegger's weightlifting career, technically under the doctor's care, he would be considered morbidly obese.
I think about 80% of America.
Because of his weight. For his height,
I think that's 80% of America is morbidly obese.
Yes. So you don't want it scares you and it sounds like you're gross and stuff like that. But, I maybe I was morbidly obese, but I'm still considered morbidly obese. When I weighed 290 at 5'10", I think that's morbidly obese. The
only thing gross about you that I can think of.
Now I weigh 210.
You've got one gross thing that I can think of. And this is from back in the day when we did radio.
My face?
No. No, that was fine. It was your New Kids on the Block boy band haircut that you had.
Oh,
you had this.
That should have killed me.
Yeah, it was like all short in the back, but he had like this pompadour, on the roof that was you could just fling around. And did you put mousse in that? What did you do? You did, didn't you?
It got worse when I left you too.
Oh my God!
Because I started getting highlights.
Oh, wow.
Or as I would like to call it now, low life.
Yeah, that's highlight of your life there, huh?
Trying too hard.
Yeah. Well, so
I was trying to be young.
Yeah.
I was trying to be young, and I thought if I put stuff on my hair, people wouldn't notice that 44-inch waist I had. Not really. You just look like a fat boy band.
Yeah. You were
you're like an after picture of NSYNC.
Yeah, we used to behind your back. We used to call you the original Marky Mark. That's what we did.
I've had some serious hair issues.
All right. Speaking of issues, so I made a major purchase today, and it's
for your health.
It was doctor's orders that I had to make this purchase. This is what I'm justifying.
Let me guess.
All
right. Treadmill.
Yeah, no, a treadmill. What would I do with that? You know what I would do? I would hang clothes on that, like everybody listening to this who's ever owned a treadmill does.
Okay, let's see then.
Treadmills are
weights.
I don't know what I would do with those. I have guns. I don't need weights to throw at people. I don't need that.
Okay. I give.
So I got some blood work done last month, and the doctor said, well, your blood work looks fine. Your cholesterol is 125, and, everything's going good, but you have some vitamin deficiencies. And I'm like, vitamin deficiencies? Oh, good. So finally, the whole not eating vegetables thing is catching up with me, right?
Oh, okay.
Nope.
That's right.
Nope.
I forgot you didn't
nope.
eat vegetables.
That ain't it. That doesn't matter. There are people I know who are personally offended that I am alive and so healthy without having ever eaten a vegetable in my life or a fruit or anything. Like, how are you still alive? Because I don't eat pesticides. That's why. then that just makes them even angry.
You got a point there.
So
you might be healthier than the Monsanto people.
So the doctor asked me, she's like, "You work from home?" You said, and I said, "Yeah, I work from home most. I'll go in the office, sometimes once or twice a week, sometimes once or twice a month." Right. And she said, "How often do you go outside?" I'm like, You want me to lie to you? She's like, "How often do you go outside?" And I said, "There are sometimes I don't go outside for 2 or 3 days at a time." And she's like, "You need to go outside because you have a vitamin D deficiency." I just went, and I went, "Ooh, that's embarrassing. I live in Florida and I have a vitamin D deficiency from
it's kind of almost impossible.
Not getting any sun."
So apparently you go to grocery stores at 11 p.m., huh?
I go at like 7 o'clock at night when there's no one there. Yeah. It's much easier.
Yeah. Okay.
So, and she said, "And you've gained 5 pounds since you were here last year." I'm like, "Oh, that's 5 pounds. That's not bad. Five 5 pounds every year for the last 5 years is not good." I'm like, "Oh yeah, yeah."
She got you on that.
All right. So crap.
She's pretty good.
It's catching up to me. I got to get outside. I got to get off my ass. So I bought a bike. Not a motorcycle. I bought a bicycle.
Oh.
No, I'm not. No. See, Mark used to be in a motorcycle gang, and now I know he would love for me to be in his Mexican gang. But I'm not going to do that. I joined a bicycle gang, just like old people over 50 are doing. Everyone's buying what? What are they buying?
Over 50?
Yeah, what are we buying? What are over 50s?
Harleys.
No, bicycles. What kind of bicycle?
Oh, you mean girls. Yeah, girls are buying
electric bicycles, Mark.
No, guys, I actually, in Florida, it is very, very
It's very common.
On any given Saturday or Sunday when you're driving down the road, there's usually a gang of them.
Dude, I bought the last one that this bike shop had that was the bike that I wanted because it has the good, UL rated battery that's, not going to catch on fire the 5th time I charge it.
Oh, so it is? Okay, so that's why you have a helmet, because it's technically a
No.
skinny mini bike?
No, it's literally just a 26-inch bicycle with pedals. It's a bicycle with a 750 watt motor on the back of it.
I have seen those.
Yeah.
I hear, for the longest time, I thought they were just pedaling a little fast and then coasting.
No, freaking thing goes 30 miles an hour if I haul ass with it. If I get a tailwind. But
so did you got to get yourself a vest?
Well, like a cut? What?
Like a Sons of Anarchy vest?
Yeah, that's a good idea. That always ends well for people, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Probably not gonna do that.
Or I've seen like the Sons of Sons of Arthritis.
Sons of Arthritis. Probably not gonna do that either. Nothing but respect for motorcycle guys. It's yeah.
No, we got that. Well, there's like the Pinkies, I think it is. There's a girl motorcycle club called the Pinkies or something like that. Or the Pinks.
No, the only vest I'm going to get is one of those yellow vests for high visibility, so I don't get run over by old people. That's the only vest I want.
Yeah, you do have to be careful about that.
I know.
Because that's one thing people on bicycles.
I probably should have got like a bright orange or yellow helmet or something instead of this tan thing I got. Crap.
I saw it. It looked like I there for a minute. I thought you were having like the falling issue, and I thought you're a little young for that.
Yeah, I'm just gonna wear a helmet around the house all day. Well,
I saw a man like that wearing a helmet like that in Walmart today.
Maybe he has.
Maybe
he's got an electric bike. You don't know his life.
Why does he carry it? I don't wear my helmet when I get off my motorcycle walking through the store.
Oh, because we electric bike people aren't as cool as you motorcycle people are. That's probably the reason.
I tell you one thing though, with all the holes and everything, I bet you it's a lot cooler than a regular.
I'll let you know. I haven't ridden this bike yet because I literally rushed in the house and sat down, and I had to get had to do a last minute thing at work at the end of the day, and then you called, and I was like, oh, it's time to do the podcast. Phone call.
Is that DOT certified?
Oh no, man. Does it say it on here somewhere?
Does it say? It should be in there.
It says
DOT certified.
It says MIPS. What does it say here? Oh, this thing was like $80.
Should be on the inside.
They gave it to me. They gave it to me for free, so probably not. Because I spent a large amount of money on this bike.
Very space age looking. You're gonna be able to cut some serious wind with that.
Yeah, it's gonna mess up my hair.
You may be in the Tour de France.
Yeah, I'm gonna be in the Tour. Yeah, probably not gonna be in that. They don't allow electric bikes in that. But I look forward.
Maybe they have the tour of Northport.
I'm just scared I'm going to crash the thing. Normally, I would never wear a helmet with a bike because, I don't need that. I'm from the 70s. I'm Gen X. I don't need a helmet ever. Yeah, I'm 57 years old. Should probably wear a helmet. I don't want to Christopher Reeve why? It's Christopher Reeve. That's why.
I haven't been on a bicycle in a long, long, long time, but I probably would do the same thing too because, I always wear my helmet no matter what when I'm on my bike, even if I'm just backing it out, and it's not even started. Yep. The minute I lift it up off the kickstand, there's got to be a helmet on my head.
There's something you should know about me. I have accidents on horses, and I fall, so the chances are decent that something's going to happen on the bike at some point. So,
didn't you have a dirt bike?
Yeah, I grew up riding dirt bikes.
Okay, so and you wore a helmet then, right?
Sure. Oh yeah, especially when I wrecked my dirt bike and I hit that truck head on. I'd be dead if I hadn't been wearing that helmet. I hit a truck head on going about 30 miles an hour, and my head smashed the windshield of this big 4-door Chevy pickup, and I ended up flying over the roof of it and landing about 10 yards behind it.
Now, did you ever wear a helmet when you rode on drove a go-kart?
Go-kart? No, ever.
Me neither.
No.
Why does that get the pass?
I don't know. Because you're close. You're closer to the ground. It's less far to fall. You don't need a helmet.
It just seems crazy. It's like I've never put on. I've been on a mini bike and worn a helmet, but I've never put a helmet on when I was in a go-kart. Never.
I'm not even sure that people should. I don't know. Maybe it's demeaning.
I've seen parents today putting helmets on their kids when their kids are in the Barbie Jeep.
Oh, you're kidding me.
No, those kids don't stand.
No, they don't. Those kids are going to have a rough time. Yeah. Now, the one thing that I had to be stopped from doing when my daughter was Barbie Jeep age, the internet was pretty new back in like 2004.
Tweaking the engine.
So my neighbor was like, you can put a bigger battery in that thing and it's going to give it more power. And I'm like, really? Tell me more. How big of a battery? Where do I get one? And I was on the way to doing it. And then my ex found out and it was like, all right, fine. But you should have seen my little daughter when she was about 2-3 years old in that Barbie Jeep. She was she was drag racing the kid, Kyle, from across the street. And she was kicking his ass. And then when she would
beating him at the tree.
Yeah,
right?
she was totally treeing him and just hauling. And then we were on like a little dead end street, so she would be coming up on the end of the street, and I'm yelling. Yeah. I'm like, oh my God, stop! She doesn't stop. She cuts the wheel, gives it some gas, and does a freaking drift. I didn't even teach her that. She just did it. And my neighbor and I look at him, he's like, oh my God, what just happened? And he said, did you teach her that? And I'm like, no, it's like, of course not. How would I teach her that? Kid was just a natural, man. It was, I've never been more proud of her in my life than I was that day.
That's crazy.
Getting misty-eyed.
Now, when you were a kid, did they have big wheels yet?
Oh, of course, yeah. We
okay, because
so
I know
you were in a motorcycle gang. I was in a big wheel gang, and we had.
Now, did you have the one that had the brake?
No,
the hand.
No,
brake?
we had our feet for brakes.
Yeah. Okay. So you didn't have that fancy. Because I always remember seeing these kids that would fly down the road and then yank up the handbrake and do whipty woos.
No, by the time that thing came out, we were too big for big wheels. I often wonder if my big wheel is still buried in the dirt behind my old house in Pennsylvania. Because when we all decided that we were too big for our big wheels, my brother and my neighbor and I, we dug a big deep hole down in the woods and buried them because we figured they're plastic, they'll last forever. We'll come back here when we're old and we'll dig them up. And now, my brother's dead and I don't know whatever happened to my neighbor, and I'm not sure I can remember where those big wheels are. I've had some head injuries over the years. So I don't know what to do. Maybe I'll have a seance and ask my brother.
Oh, gosh. Well, you do have to finish that off now. You guys made was it a pinky swear or was it a blood brother thing with the blood touching each other?
It may have been a tontine for all I know. I don't know if we knew what that was. Do you know what a tontine is? So I learned this from The Simpsons. Apparently, Grandpa Simpson and his old army buddies looted a bunch of Nazi artwork, and they brought it back to America, and they hid it. And the last one alive is the one who got to keep it all to give to their heir. So Mr. Burns was trying to kill Homer because Homer had it or knew about it. And or no, Mr. Burns was trying to kill Homer's dad, who was in the war with him. That's what it was. So Mr. Burns could keep all the Nazi artwork. And that's how I learned what a tontine was.
Wow.
Everything I learned from Bugs Bunny or The Simpsons.
I'm going to tell you, both of them were pretty ahead of its time.
Yeah, it's a good education.
Some would say time machine.
You know, the Simpsons have had some. So a lot of that stuff on the internet about the Simpsons is fake. Trump was never in a coffin on The Simpsons being dead. That's not true. Right. That's all artwork that somebody else made up that looks very real. But some of the other stuff they did was a little spooky.
I saw so many of them, but did they said, they predicted this. They said they predicted the Twin Towers.
That's true. I remember we had to yank that episode off the air after 9/11. We couldn't air that episode for years. Yeah, because we still had The Simpsons on our TV station, and that was one of the ones they made us take off the air for a long time. And
how about Trump coming down the escalator?
That is true. That actually happened.
That one was true too.
Yeah, that was true.
Running for president, because that was pretty far ahead.
Yeah,
it was kind of weird.
Oh, there's a lot of stuff.
But you know what? If you think about it though, who was it that wrote the movie Idocracy?
Mike Judge.
Okay, same. Well, that's Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah. Mike Judge, Beavis and Butthead, and Office Space, and yeah.
Yeah. So that guy has
Idiocracy. He also did Idiocracy.
Yeah, he makes comedy, but based off of looking how the ways things are going and almost predicting what could probably come out of this.
I know.
And it's almost like a joke.
I think he's really smart.
But then it becomes true.
No, he's just really smart because he made Idiocracy not realizing that it was a documentary. And even he has admitted, he's like, yeah, I didn't see that one coming either. Didn't think it would happen so fast. That's what he said.
First time I saw this movie, I just started shaking my head going, oh my gosh, this is all
happening.
Yeah. And if it hasn't, it's going to.
You know what, though? You know what that is? That's a big plate of nachos for me and you. You know what that means? Nacho problem, Mark.
Yep.
Because we'll be dead. Exactly.
Now, I'm going to see some weird stuff, but not all the really good stuff.
No, you already saw me buy an electric bike. I mean, is it going to get any weirder than that? Nobody. I would have never really. If you'd have told me even 10 years ago, someday you're going to buy an electric bicycle and you're going to be happy about it and you're going to do it for health reasons, I would have said, health reasons? And I'm going to pay how much? I don't think so. And yeah, here I am.
I didn't know they were that expensive. I thought they were like $700-800.
Yeah, some of them are, but
you got a deluxe.
I got the one that's So I over research everything that I buy.
Gotcha.
And I
let my son do that.
I just want to be educated about things, and I educated myself as best I could, and I figured out the ones to buy are the ones that don't have the cheap Chinese batteries. Buy the ones that have the same batteries that they put in a Tesla, because that's not going to catch on fire or be dangerous, and that's not going to just suddenly stop working. And, get one that's got like a 3-year warranty from a local bike store. Don't buy it from Walmart or Target. Buy it from, an established local store, and you get to support a local business that way. And, so that's what I did.
That's wild. That's what. Now I need to see. I don't know how I'm going to get this, but. Oh, I know what you can do. We can add a GoPro to your
to my helmet. Yeah, it's a good. Let me see if there's. I don't know if there's enough room on the roof here to stick a GoPro. we could probably zip tie one on there.
I had to see this. I had to see you out there. When's the last time you rode a bike?
I just rode this one. I test drove it. I've.
Oh, did you?
No, I've.
You didn't fall?
No, not this time. I wasn't wearing a helmet either. Smart guy, funny boy. It's my job to be funny here. I feel personally attacked.
Erica and Mark. The phone call.
All right. We're back, and it is time for the. I'm very happy that it's over. Do you know why? Because of God, Mark. That's why.
What are you happy?
I'm happy the election is season, or that the election is over. We've only got about another less than a month in hurricane season, because Mark, I don't know how to tell you this, but I think God is punishing Florida because do you know where Trump's Truth Social network is based? Right here in Sarasota, Florida, where the eye of the hurricane came over and traumatized all of us and ripped up all of our trees and signs for strip clubs.
Or could it have been the government that decided to control the hurricane and put iodine in there? Or
Mark,
it was.
This is clearly God punishing Florida for harboring Donald Trump, who also lives here. Clearly, God is to blame for these hurricanes.
Now, if God's punishing, it's going to be the last picture show.
Abortion gets outlawed, and now God is punishing Florida. This is God's plan, God's punishment.
Because God's for abortion.
Apparently, God thought things were fine the way they were. Because what does God do? Takes in all the babies. Now we're depriving God of babies. Is that what you people wanted now? Because look what you get. Hurricane and punishment.
Oh, you're killing me. You're killing me, Smalls.
I'm sorry. I'll stop now. That's all I have. I should have been a preacher.
Yeah. For the other team.
No. I could have bullshitted my way through it.
Oh gosh.
Sorry. What did you have for the election, other than God is punishing Florida?
Well, I was looking at, I'm with you because
I knew it. So you agree God is punishing Florida?
No, I'm with you as far as I'm glad this is almost over. Because when this show airs, we'll have Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. We'll have 5 days before the actual election, and then a bunch more nonsense will happen after that. No matter who wins, people are going to. It's just like anything else. When your team wins, great. When your team doesn't win,
get a lawyer. That's right. Yes, get the lawyer.
So it's gonna be ugly either way. But I'm just the campaigning and it like never stops. It seems like this campaign's been going on for
as long as we've been alive.
Years.
Yeah, it's been This is why I can't watch the news much anymore. I can't watch anything with commercials because it's all negative. And if you think the negative political ads are bad where you are, I was just in Pennsylvania. Every commercial is a negative political ad on both sides. It's exhausting.
I guarantee, because Pennsylvania is considered one of those states that is up for grabs.
Right. Yeah.
And now all the gloves are off, and it's bare knuckle brawling, and it's sad because. I don't know if there was. I was wondering. Because I have this idea in my head that everything was wonderful before I was born, and that as time has just gotten worse down the line.
Mark, hold on. Let me tell you something. Right before you were born was something called World War II, and there was a man named Hitler. Was a bad egg rolling all over Europe and bringing in the Japanese.
Yeah, I guess it was just it's this way it's always been.
Everybody lives in a bubble, man. Seriously.
It's because I was becoming a more sober-minded, so I had a little bit more clarity in my thoughts and stuff, and actually cared about a lot of things besides where I was going to score next.
Oh, yeah.
And then I remember Florida had an election, and it was the hanging chads and all that. Remember?
Back in 2000. That was when the Supreme Court elected George Bush.
And it was like, it's everywhere you go, it's like there was always something. And then you'd be like, every year, for whatever reason, there's always a state or two where like everybody can clean up their mess, but these guys can't. And they stop counting with 99% in. It's like, you can't stay on your job for 1%.
Hold on. Maybe this is why God is punishing Florida. I hadn't considered this. Maybe
and Carolinas, apparently, because that's what the last thing was.
Well, I mean, obviously the Carolinas was the government, because Western Carolina is very blue, and you got to do something to stop those people from voting. Obviously, that was the Republican government doing that.
Well,
what? You weren't even listening to me, or was that so stupid it took you a minute for it to compute?
It took me.
That's what I thought. Can't tell me I'm wrong.
The funny thing is, it's like, we're probably both of us try to be as neutral as possible and try to be, we're more of a, I don't know. I figured I'm more
you're
of
a communist.
Oh
my God.
No, constitutionalist.
Communist.
Like, I just want everything to be, what I mean? And I see how where people take too many liberties. So I just try to vote based off of whatever I feel at that time.
Mm-hmm.
It's like whatever I think is going to protect that and not anything else, then I'm okay with it. But it's not fair because I was telling you the other day, I think it was you, maybe. Yeah, I think it was you the other day when we weren't recording. And I said, there was this girl, I forgot what party she was running under. Might have been the Green Party. Or one of those. But anyway, she was stepping down. And her speech was like right on point. Like
she was too smart.
Find people that fit this.
Too smart to be in government is what you're saying.
Yeah, and I thought, well, I never heard this lady before. I didn't even know who she was. And you know why? Because when they have the stage up there and they're allowing people to debate, they put the two bigots, they just put the Democrat and Republican up there, and that's the end of it. Why can't we hear the other people? Who cares what they can just scream lunacy out there. Then you just know that they're crazy.
Mark, you know the reason? It's money. Follow the money. Anytime you have questions about anything in any situation, politics or not, it's always follow the money. There you go.
I just think that there's a lot of people out there that are very smart and probably would do a lot better than people that have been in this business all their life.
Would you vote for me if I ran for something?
I don't know. I'd have to hear more about your policies.
Well, first of all, I'm very fair and impartial. I am not here to screw with anybody unless they screw with me first. Vote for me. Okay. Vote Habitat. How's that?
Vote for me and I'll set you free. On, brother. Right
that's
on.
a good one.
So I was looking at these things here, and I found an article from the History Channel. It says 6 presidential campaign slogans that fell flat.
Well, all right, let's go.
So this has been going on for quite some time.
Can I guess whose slogans they are? Yes. Will I get any of these?
Ready for the no.
Okay.
I don't think so. Maybe.
All right.
Maybe.
I'm good at Jeopardy.
In your heart, you know he's right.
Let's
vote for
Gary Hart.
No.
Yeah,
no, this wasn't clever at all. This was supposed to be like, in your heart, no matter how much you hear bad about these people or good about these people, he's correct when he's outspoken.
Think about
Nixon. This is black and white.
This
is black and white.
Nixon.
Time.
It's got to be Nixon.
No, before
Nixon. It wasn't Kennedy. Truman
had a really interesting name.
Eisenhower.
Initials BG.
BG. Oh God, I'm blanking. Give me the first name.
Barry.
Oh, Barry Goldwater.
Yes.
Well, all right, I can see that. He did not win.
Okay, here's one for you. Number 2, make your wet dreams come true.
Hey, Gary Hart. Oh, remember him? He's the guy.
That was the name of his boat, wasn't it?
I think it was. He's the guy who was running for president, was going to be president, got caught with that hot redhead chick on his knee. It's in front of his boat. Yeah. That was not him, you're saying?
No.
Okay,
this is this guy, based off the clothing.
Make your wet dreams.
He might have been around during Gatsby's time.
Make your wet Woodrow Wilson.
And I never heard of him.
Herbert Hoover.
He was a governor of New York.
Governor Taft.
1928.
He's from Ohio. 28. I don't know.
And his name is Al Smith.
Yeah, I wouldn't have got that.
Now, here's why that what the wet dream stood for, other than what we commonly know the wet dream for, was Smith was a Democrat, and what they called was a wet candidate. In other words,
what the hell does that mean?
He opposed prohibition.
Oh, so he was all for the drinky drink.
See,
yeah.
So it was a play. Yeah, it was a play on.
I'm surprised he didn't get elected, man. People were pissed off about prohibition.
Yes, they were,
Yeah.
and that was a big money grab, of course.
Yeah, I mean,
Kennedy seemed to like it.
You know what it was? It was right. Kennedy's dad did. He sure did. Yeah, but the women were all for prohibition. You know why? No more drunk ass husbands coming home and beating on them,
whooping their
yeah.
behind.
That's. I don't blame them.
It's what happens when you get one angry woman to. Only got one angry
Suddenly,
woman. You get one angry woman that has friends.
You know what? Suddenly, I think you should have to have a license to buy alcohol. That's what I think. Is God going to punish me for that? Probably. Yeah,
Nope.
no.
Actually, biblically, it says not to get drunk because it makes you do stupid things. Basically, that's what it says.
Oh, really? Do you need the Bible to tell you that? Huh?
No, I mean, yeah, it's a lot. Like I said, I told you that Bible is a lot of common sense, really.
Yeah.
I mean, let's face it. You don't make great decisions when you're hammered.
I don't know. I bought a shower curtain with Jeff Goldblum's face on it once. Still have it. I love that thing.
Okay, you ready? You know this one
Yeah.
here. Play safe with Hoover.
That's Herbert Hoover. One of the
Yes.
worst presidents in history.
Yes. During the first year of Hoover's presidency, actually, that's when the stock market crashed.
That's right.
And they fell into the Great Depression.
Yeah.
And these shanty towns were actually called Hoovervilles.
That's just wrong, but pretty good. That's a pretty good one.
And here's the ready for this? These are their people's names.
Okay.
So I might be saying the name incorrect. Okay.
Go ahead.
But it was Adlai.
Adlai Stevenson.
ADLI.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. There you go. So Adlai, you do know that. Adlai and Estes are the bestest.
Jesus.
Or Estes is the bestest.
That's just terrible. Oh, you just figured that out.
Yeah.
Hey, all right. That's terrible.
Yeah. They were trying to beat what was it? Oh, All the Way with they also in 1952 had All the Way with Adlai.
Yeah, that doesn't really rhyme.
Adlai.
All the way with Adlai.
That slogan was successfully stolen by Lyndon B. Johnson. All the Way with LBJ.
See, that flows. It's a good one.
See, now I'm beginning to wonder who started rap after all.
It was obviously a white guy from Texas. Yeah, it's Johnson.
Presidential candidates.
Yeah.
In the heart, you know he's right.
Gary Hart. We already did that one.
Oh, is that the same one?
Yeah.
I don't wonder why they got the same one.
I don't know.
In the heart, you know he's
Skip
right.
that one.
Oh, I know why. Because the first one was a preview and it wasn't.
Oh, okay. You know why?
And then they had one called Yafbacks Barry.
What the hell does that mean?
YAF. Yeah.
Yeah. What is he? He was a Yaley? He went to Yale? What happened?
I'm not really
I'm
sure.
not Googling that. I don't want my Google search history.
No, I don't want that in my Google search either. Okay, you ready for this? Happy days are here again with Fordsy.
Fordsy?
Yes.
Not with Gerald R. Ford.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Fordsy? Okay.
Fordsy, yeah. A lot, Republican, get your Ford campaign slogan. He's making us proud again.
He got his ass handed to him by Jimmy Carter. That's what he gets for pardoning Nixon. He would have been president if he hadn't pardoned Nixon.
Well, they always got. You just got to do it quietly.
I paid.
People got to do it quietly.
I paid very close attention in American government class.
You did good with these, actually. You did really good with these.
Pretty smart, Mark. Okay. I'm not sure if you heard.
Okay, I don't want to do all 40, so I'm going to do the top five of great, what they call great campaign slogans.
All right, we're running long. Here we go. Okay. Number 5.
Don't switch dicks in the middle of a screw.
That's got to be Nixon.
That's very smart. Yeah. That was George McGovern. People came up with that slogan.
Don't switch dicks.
For President Richard Nixon.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Okay. Don't swap horses in midstream.
What? Don't swap horses.
Honest Abe.
All right.
Don't swap horses in midstream.
It's a good one.
That was a campaign slogan back in 1864.
I hope that wasn't a pee joke. Probably not in 1864. Go ahead.
Blaine, James G. Blaine, continental liar from the state of
Maine. I don't know anything about that one.
That came from Grover Cleveland against the person he is up against.
Obviously, very successful. Cleveland wins.
All the way with LBJ.
Yeah, it's a good one.
And then here's one. This would work for me perfectly. A chicken in every pot and a car in every garage.
Wow. Chicken in every pot, car. That sounds like Harry S. Truman.
No, believe it or not, Hoover.
Hoover. I don't believe him.
Yes.
Although I do like his chicken idea.
Yes. In every pot.
Yeah, I like chickens.
Did he say chicken?
That might make me vote.
What today's slogan would probably be like pot with every chicken.
Yeah, legalize chicken pot. That'll be the next election. We're growing chickens made with marijuana in the feathers. You can get a chicken with marijuana feathers.
All kidding aside, though, you need to vote, and you should vote. And
you talking to me? I don't want to vote.
Yeah, people in general.
All right. Do you think it matters, or do you think it's already been decided?
These are questions I have no answer to because I'm not privy to that circle, but I would love to know.
Look, I watch a lot of the conspiracy channels on the internet, and I got to back away from the internet. That's all I'm telling you. I'm not sure we even need to bother to vote these days.
Well, yeah, and I've heard about the same thing about the circle of money.
Yep.
They always say follow the money.
Everybody's really so worried about, the North Koreans are going to hack us. The Russians are going to hack us. The Chinese are going to hack us. Whoever is going to hack us. Maybe, but it's probably already been decided.
I honestly think, all kidding aside, I really think that we are really our own worst enemy. We do more to ourselves than other people have ever done to us.
You know what the most...
and we do more to people than they do to us.
I'm going to leave you with this. The most cliche thing I've ever heard about elections and voting in democracy. America gets the government they deserve. There you go. Wow. You like that?
I like that.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yes, I
do stole that from somewhere. I don't know where.
And I saw a political commercial the other day. I think it's a parody, but it shouldn't be because it's exactly what you're voting for on Tuesday, no matter what party you're on. This is really the game plan of all of them.
What?
And we're gonna roll out credit with this.
All right.
Matter of fact, if you go to our Facebook page right now, which is Erica and Mark, the phone call, you can actually see the commercial for yourself. Have a good one.
Hi, I'm Gil Fulbright. The people that run my campaign, they've made this commercial, and I'm in it. This campaign, it's not about me. It's about crafting a version of me that'll appeal to you. A version that visits random work sites with paid actors pointing at things. A version of me that doesn't find old people loathsome or pointless. Has a conventionally attractive yet curiously still family. Listening to my constituents, legislating, these are things I don't do. What I do is spend about 70% of my time raising funds for re-election. I'd do anything to stay in office. My name's Gil Fulbright, but hell, I'll change my name to Phil Goldbright or Bill Fulbright or fill up my mouth with farts. These are the things that are important to me. And these are the fine people that finance my campaign. Now, in order to do these things, I have to stay in office. And to stay in office, I have to keep these guys happy. Now, if any of these things make these guys unhappy, well, my hands are tied. So come November, the choice is clear. Do you want another spineless mouthpiece for special interest and lobbyists, or a spineless mouthpiece for special interest and lobbyists? I'm Philip a Mouth with Farts, and I approve this message.
Erica and Mark, the phone call.